Hello everyone and welcome back to Empire Total War 2 with this French campaign. So the Indian expedition continues, and in between episodes I was able to seize the castle right here. So we got military governance barracks, which is exactly what I need to start recruiting troops. So our slightly disgraced general, although the rumors of cowardice might not be true, since he's been staying on the front line with his troops throughout. However, bloody could be another matter, given that he had the chance to pull out of the campaign, but instead he continues, possibly in the strive of glory over the concern of his men. But yeah, as we can see now, he's secured that. The reason why we haven't gotten any further, like I haven't repaired this, I haven't built this up to have him renew and start an attack on Calcutta, is because we have news from Europe. We are at war with Great Britain once more. And so we'll have to head back to Europe, and that also means that the army in Naples has to be recalled to the mainland. Well, it is on mainland in a way, but it has to be recalled to France in protection of the homeland. And that also means that I was slacking a bit in building out my navy. Now the British Navy isn't as fearsome, or at least they haven't combined the fleet to make it as fearsome as one might think, but it's still quite fearsome. Unfortunately, my big ship is 2 turns away, so they might be able to block it and, you know, make sure that I won't be able to actually launch it. But we're gonna at least try to get these troops at home. Now, what that opens up for us in North America is to actually use this army in open conflict. And so, I mean, there is an idea of going up here, but I think it's more important to be heading down and start claiming some of the islands around the Caribbean. Now, the pirates control a lot, so we want to try and avoid them as much as possible. But if I am able to seize the British colonies, Jamaica and Nassau in the Bahamas, then that's a good step to jump on to the next islands, which is these 3 pirate-held islands. And we might be able to rid ourselves of the pirates and open up our trade routes, which would be fantastic. But currently this army has not been fully replenished, and also I feel as though we would need we would try and bring a stronger fleet if we want to go after this. What I think we might do is, first of all, we need to scout to see out what they've got in the Bahamas. They've got this, which I imagine they're going to try and launch against us, but they might very well be sunk by the pirates. So we'll see what happens there. But hopefully it's kind of open for me to come at them, so we would be able to run down this force and seize the Bahamas from the British, which would be very nice. But what it looks like is there's going to be some kind of naval conflict. And with the army here, I think, unfortunately for this commander, that his escape back to Europe is no longer be an option, because I need this fleet badly back in Europe to deal with the British. So I'm recalling this part of the fleet. So now he's actually stuck. Well, he does have this, So he could possibly get some sort of smaller vessel and get back home, but doesn't feel like him. With that said, we're gonna go ahead and end turn. I wanted to continue a little bit, but I wanted to see what my enemies would be doing in the first turn, and I wanted to leave that up for the actual video. Right now we don't have a battle lined up for this episode, so we'll kind of try our sort of feel our way forward and see where we land. With that said, it's high time to end turn, and so we shall. Well, this is certainly an odd... well, not actually that odd. Sweden did declare war on me once before, but I thought we were friends after I paid them off. Clearly not. They are not content until they completely control everything. I actually noticed as well when they declared war on me that they are now allied with the Russians, so that's why they're focusing going down through Denmark into Europe. They're gonna have to pay, but unfortunately, as my army is still en route from Naples, it's gonna take a while. It's a pretty pathetic force they're sending, 5,000 men. I've got about 1,800 defending the fort. A lot of it is cavalry. I think I still have a pretty good chance at victory here. Let's see how it goes. Well, I might have forgot the fact that I tore down the castle in this region, and there's no castle anymore, which makes the difference in number a little bit more difficult, and no surprise, I managed to lose, but we took about 900 Swedes with us, the guards doing the most of that. We were completely overwhelmed by them. A veritable disaster. Netherlands was lost, and then port was blockaded. Trade agreement with Sweden, yeah, we don't care too much about that. We've got riots down there. In India, fleet arrives. My fleet from India has arrived. I'm actually wondering if I should send it back. It took it about a turn to get here. The reason why is that his army, we've just been able this turn to get this online. However, at that time we've got this force approaching, which is what, almost 30 units ready to assault this area, while his force is not in complete command of this area yet and not ready to recruit any troops. And it's quite the nasty force that is set upon him. So I'm actually thinking that rather than try and take these on, in a fight, which probably wouldn't work out. They've got war elephants and a lot of nasty stuff with them. We're gonna take our chances marching towards Calcutta again, just to be able to get away. I'll still set it up for recruitment, where we'll still set up so we're trying to recruit troops just in case the AI wants to be stupid and heads away from the region. And then, I mean, it is already routing, so we could have a rebellion spawn here against this force, and then we come in and attack the winner. Meanwhile, over here, it's certainly not great, and my enemy is poised to continue their rampage. Just in time for my main army to make a landfall and be ready to march against the Swedes. With the army that I've got right here, now veteran from multiple campaigns, should deal with the Swedes quite easy. And another thing, of course, is that the Swedes gonna have a hard time holding the area. Like, it's gonna be hard to try and hold that under their control. And you'll go there. Am I recruiting? I'm not recruiting any ships down here. Currently, with the port blocked, we lost about 10,000 gold per turn. We're gonna try and make our way around. Now we got fleets building, or we had a fleet ready right there before the Swedes decide to attack it. The thing is, I think it's gonna be too much to deal with the Swedes and the British, both their navies. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus dealing with the Swedes on land, and then deal with the British at sea. There's another thing that's also going on. I noticed quite a large British fleet moving this way, so it could be that they're moving to pick up a larger force, and they're gonna then send that to attack us somewhere. I still think I will go ahead with my attack on the Bahamas. We won't be getting the entire force. Wait, what did I actually put on the ship? So a lot of the cavalry. Yeah, I think that's gonna work out. So the Navy will then go ahead and try and land these troops. And I think we're gonna land... Why is it... Ooh, why did it start lagging like that? Wait, I can actually go back and pick up the second force. I won't be able to land it. Well, like, we would be on a good way to actually be doing that. Huh. Interesting. But then I hope to take Bahamas before the enemy does. You know what I should have done? I shouldn't have moved the Navy back there. Because I could have kept the Navy here. That would have blocked this force from attacking me. And I could have gone on and taken this in peace. But we're expecting then a British force to be coming from over there, landing somewhere, God knows where. By that time, I'm hoping that I'll be back from the Bahamas. At the same time, of course, this army is trying to get away and try and recover. And at the same time, my main army from Naples is now marching as fast as they can towards Amsterdam. I have, in between episodes, actually built up the roads, so that's why we're able to move faster here. But we're still... The thing is, maybe as soon as I saw that they were attacking here, I should have built some force here, but I don't think we'll have time. The closest thing would be I could send the cavalry units, the squadrons, to move in and make it a little bit less of an easy target. I do think the AI realize that it's gonna have to sit here unless or try to keep that. I also switched up my strategy from trying to persuade this region to become Catholic to cause unrest for the Swedes. Instead we moved to Denmark. Denmark doesn't have a lot of garrison. They looks like they're starting to build up now, but there's a college here sorry, which increases clamor for reform, and so just a little bit of that religious unrest could tip them over the edge and have Copenhagen rebel against the Swedes. We're gonna get the my spy back. He's gonna try and make his way back. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. So right now we're all over the place. Luckily for me, my important ports have been staying open. 14,000 I make down here, so it's very vital that this one stays open. Given the kind of naval might, we're gonna focus in our navy on keeping France afloat, as it were, and we're gonna, you know what? He's gonna have to deal with whatever comes at him at his own accord. So we're gonna let him go. Basically, he's been on his own for quite a while since he went off course. His target was Ceylon. He failed. He took something else, and yeah, he's on his own now. With that said, I am itching to get back in my enemies. So let's end turn and prepare for our counterattacks. We have an opportunity to intercept. Peyton Mill is moving to intercept us. We've got 4,000 men against these 4,500. Roughly speaking, they've got exactly actually 600 troops more than me. With that said, let's draw into this battle. Most of his troops are militia. Most of mine are cavalry. You can see where this is going. with the given numbers, maybe it wasn't that much of a surprise that we were able to absolutely slaughter the British force. The enemy lost more or less everything except 166 men. That's 4,000 men. Over 4,000 men lost. Compared to roughly only 700 of my own troops. Where which 200 were killed by myself. Surprised though that it's actually an Irish brigade that kills the most at 662. And then comes the Lancer at 353. So it's almost twice as many killed by the Irish brigade compared to Lancers. But there we have that. The Battle of the Bahamas. During the end turn, we managed to lose this, which wasn't really a surprise. In desperation, I kind of started a siege here, but I don't think that's going to work out for me. Just because of the garrison that is spawned, and also because this large army is close by, so they'll be able to quickly move against us. The resistance to foreign occupation is really low compared to what I got when I took it. But then again, I didn't hold it for that long. Instead, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and like slither my way away from these armies, trying to stay away from them if it's possible, and I will find an area where I've basically outpaced them and somewhere where we can set up a base. Now I'm thinking either, which is probably the easiest to keep away from the armies, is to head north and try and take what the British have control of, which is the Kashmir region, or just go for Lahore, or maybe head straight for the capital. The other option is to try and get my way down here, because this area has a fort. So even if it's an enemy is hot on my pursuit, I'll have a greater chance holding an actual fortification. Up in Europe, my army is one turn away of striking at the Swedes. We can try and kick them out. And then we have a perfect advance on the next area. Although, given that, I mean, at this point there's like 23, 24 minutes or so into the episode, I don't think there's gonna be much more. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit another battle in here just because of the time. But we'll be able to lay siege here. I'll start moving over there. Oh yes, there was another thing as well. Let's see. I need to move the navy. And we'll combine them. Oh, there's a British fleet here attacking the Spanish. We're gonna open up that port. The thing is, as much as I would just like to blow them straight out of the water, I don't think the Spanish are getting a lot of trade out of that port, so that's not main concern. Our main concern is actually opening up our own ports. So I'm going north, going up here. So we're going to try and get rid of the Swedish fleet up here. And I'm going to try and get rid of the British over here. You know what? As a last thing for this episode, I could use the 2 fire ships that I've built, and we can test that out on the Swedish fleet and blow up 2 of their ships, if that works out. The problem with the way that is set up is that as soon as this, like, if both ships explode, Like the match is over. So maybe the enemy ship doesn't have time to burn to a crisp. So we'll have to time that. In terms of what happened in North America, I was worried about a British invasion. The Mughals launched an invasion right next to Maine. I have no idea where they came from. I was more worried about the British taking something from Moose Factory. Now we do have some troops here to at least protect Boston. So I've got these 3 veteran dragoons, plus whatever gets spawned there. Probably a mortar and a single unit of infantry. Which can, I guess, kinda hold out for a little bit, but not nearly enough. And then, of course, we have what we have down here that was never sent, and now this one has full movement range. So while I would want to pick this one up and bring that over there, this one obviously has to go here first and deal with what's left. We lost more men taking this than almost a battle. Not entirely sure why they burnt the sugar production here before I took this. Also, having a military camp here is not going to suit me. So we're going to change that. Also, I need to just quickly check. Sugar is at 20. And what did we have? Coffee? 23. It's not a big difference. But I think we're going to make coffee then. The thing is also, we do have a lot of sugar to build on. But sugar price is really low. I think sugar price was higher before. Spices is really high. Well, that's partly because the Swedes and the Mughal teamed up and sunk my spice fleet. I was able to beat the Swedish fleet, but I couldn't beat them both. We're gonna then bring my natives over. Wait, do I have range? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Then this will be the last battle then. We will, what's it called? Nip this in the bud, as it were. It's gonna be melee heavy, because we can't stand against the archers, but they have 9 attack, 9 defense. We have 6 attack and 12 defense. Okay, but we do have the Great Plains Warriors. They have 19 melee attack and 9 defense. So that's 10 more points in attack than the archers. And then we have the dragoons to close in the distance and kind of mess things up. So pretty good shot here. Oh, wait. Hello? Napoleon? Something... What? Something? Napoleon? I say that's a sign that we are going to win. So, there's been some ups and downs so far in this war. Let's let's start turning things around with Napoleon. And so the battle is off. We have managed to corner these 3 units over here. And I am going to wipe them out with my natives. Originally, my plan was actually to have the Irish battalions march up first, soak up any fire or any arrows the Mughals would fire at us, and then after the first volley of arrows had hit the Irish, I would send in the natives. We're gonna bring this around so we get a proper surround on this unit right here. We should make easy work of them, given that we've got so much more attack. Actually, that one's stuck in. I'm gonna get this one around to the back, And oh, now my unit over there is overrun. Let's see if we can multitask here. The Irish have started opening fire. These guys gonna throw axes into the back. Yeah, this unit is gonna break. But here is where the enemy musket infantry is fighting. So we got musket on musket. And then a little unit of horse archer. So I'm gonna use these to throw axes in. I thought we'd do quicker work, but then again, I, you know, have to keep in mind that these units are 300 men strong. How many more axes do you have? They broke that unit. Let's make sure that we break the other one as well. Surrounded and destroyed. Now before these guys start shooting too much at us, let's get our troops in order. Alright, the lines can keep firing at each other for a while. Come at them! You might have killed off one of our units. Kinda looks like it's more of my guys, but I think that's just the look of it. We're gonna throw... oh, it's musketeers. That should be easy. I don't think they are particularly good in melee. And we'll be throwing axes into their backs to make short work of them. If you would please. Yes, there we go. Can take a look from this side. Oh, that's my unit retreating. Losing slightly. And I have one of my units routing. How can that be? I mean, these guys have 19 points of attack. Look at what these guys are doing though. This unit's lost 60 men. On the unit that has been... Why is bows... They've made bows so much better than muskets. I'm gonna have the cavalry come in and get rid of all of this. They have my plains natives have 19 on attack. How are they getting destroyed by musketeers that don't even have bayonets? Go on to the next one. Right, the cavalry is setting up. Already getting shot at. No point in holding back. We might want to hold our fire for once. Yay, everyone that's been saying that in comments suddenly gets a huge windfall as they... He actually listens sometimes. No, I don't. Open fire! Open fire! I never listen. I'm very stubborn. Ha! Okay, only a few fired. You almost thought you had improved my my ability to micromanage. Hello, I ordered everyone to attack this. Please. I want to open fire again. Move away. Very somber music. We're slaughtering the enemy. And I love it, so I don't know why we're so sad about it. Okay, we got a unit moving. It's the stupid archers. I guess we've sent in the Irish now. We've sent in the cavalry. And they lost quite a few men, actually. Surprised of how many men I'm losing here. But then again, you know, the like it's I mean, it's not really exactly the same kind of setup as when I dealt with the Irish, not the Irish, the British on the Bahamas. But it's like they made... No wonder though, when they made like bows and melee so so powerful that, you know, the Mughal Empire ends up with capturing stuff everywhere, even capturing large parts of Europe. Oh, actually, this is quite a lot of units actually, and we've already lost tons of men. What I think we'll do, let's get rid of these guys first. But then I think we'll lock these guys with the Irish battalions just charging in. I'm gonna send my natives. Oh crap, they're coming at us already. And then I'm gonna send the natives around and throw axes in the back. Something like that. Oh, this unit is rallying. How are we being held back? They are pretty heavily armored, though. But they only have knives. Go ahead and charge straight in. Actually, you have... I think you have a possibility of charging. Right. Enemy general got killed. Cavalry run through that. Do I even have any Irish left here? Right, let's see if we can't just overwhelm them with emotions of defeat and get them to just give up real quickly. There's tons of them over here. Let's see if I can get my my natives. We'll get them around to the back and throw... Oh, the first one who charged in is already broken. I think we have a possibility of setting up a unit here. We can fire into that. That's a cavalry unit routing away. Okay, so currently it looks like Napoleon's battle plan is turning into Waterloo right about now. Pull back. Okay, let's get some axes throwing. Which units don't have? Okay, right. We've got an Irish retreating. We got another cavalry retreating. I bet the cavalry and stuff is gonna come back. So I'm gonna just retreat my cavalry a little bit. We're setting up to be throwing these axes at them. You're breaking. You got plenty of troops. Right, cavalry is coming back. You guys throwing anything? This unit needs some aid. We got Irish brigade setting up there. It's actually quite a narrow fight. You wouldn't think it, but armored archers from Medieval 2 is beating everything that I send in. The proud French army. Could that have been my general that got killed? And I just clicked away so quickly thinking it was the enemy. Actually, you should probably be turning to fire against these. Okay, so we've got... That one's pretty bad. Okay. Suddenly it looks really shit. They've got pretty good chevrons as well, these enemies of mine. I want to see if I can get around this one. Or maybe I can get some other unit to come back, rally to me. Oh, you're thinking you're gonna be able to shoot at me? No chance. Can you throw a few axes in there? Maybe we can make sure that we win this fight, free up some troops. Suddenly it's going really shit. Alright, charge in. Am I winning here? What's going on? 33? Why is this Irish unit not even fighting? No wonder we can't win if one of the units in there is not even fighting. Right, we're breaking these. This one's chasing these guys away. We've got 72 men chasing away 149. Come on, break these two. It's gonna be such a close victory here. But the thing is, we battered each other so badly, both of us, that even if I don't win this fight, we would still win because they have no troops left. We met here on the field of battle, and it turned to an absolute slaughter. Who would have thought armored medieval troops would come to our shores? High losses on both sides. Napoleon ended up losing 2,100 men against the enemy, who lost 2,800. We remain at around 700 in strength. All the cavalry was actually... No, they weren't, because there were reinforcements. All units seemingly survived. The enemy still has 450. Who killed the most? The Irish Brigade. Interesting. My Plains Warriors did pretty well, but they have high losses. Well, maybe not too surprising. I guess there's a there's some kind of armor points maybe that is not visible to us, because 9-9, and I mean these guys have the same kind of melee defense, but 19 in attack compared to 9 in attack. They should have been, you know, slaughtering them, but that didn't happen. So kind of odd to say the least. We'll pursue them. They'll surely burn down the mine or something, but at least they didn't capture anything, which is the main point. And on that note, we will end this episode. So, I'll say as I always say. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.